Hey, Blue Collar Ben, thanks for stopping by. Today, we're going to be going over the different materials that you need to get a generator power inlet box set up properly so that you do not backfeed the utility using a generator interlock kit and the things that you see here. So we're going to go through them one at a time. I will link in the description below to all these different materials that you will be needing, as well as any other information that might be helpful for this project. The first thing that you're going to be needing is a generator interlock kit, as well as a double pole breaker. We're setting this up for a 240 volt system so that you can run your entire household off of your generator. So 30 amps is going to be the most typical size that you're going to need. That covers all the way up to like a 7200 or so watt generator. And so that is well sufficient for operating most basic household essentials. And the average generator is not going to be much more than that. Now, what your generator interlock kit does is it makes it so you see right here, this is our standby breaker, which is the one that I just showed you, our 30 amp breaker. And that makes it so that you can only have your power inlet box turned on when your main breaker is turned off. And what that does is it protects against you accidentally backfeeding into the utility by leaving your main breaker on and your generator on at the same time. This is why it's very unsafe for you to backfeed into your electrical system using a dryer outlet or a welder outlet, or through any 240 volt receptacle. You need the interlock kit for it to be legal and for it to be safe to protect the linemen that are out trying to restore your power. So once you have your breaker and your interlock kit, then you're going to need the wire to go in between the breaker and your power inlet box. Now, if you're doing 30 amp, you're going to want to pick up a 10-3 with ground wire to go in between, and you can run that as far as you need to within reasonable distance, 50 feet or whatever, and so you can mount this power inlet box somewhere on the outside of your house typically. You can see right here on the end of this wire that we do have 4 wires inside of this cable. So that's important. Make sure you don't pick up a 10-2. You need 10-3 with ground. So a total of 4 wires in your 10 gauge cable that you use to connect your 30 amp breaker to your 30 amp power inlet box. So here's our power inlet box. You want to make sure that you pick up one that is rated for being outdoors. Now, if we open up this bottom here, you'll be able to see the power inlet plug itself. You can see that it is rated for 30 amps. And it's important that you keep everything in the 30 amp family because the plugs actually are different. So if you bought yourself a 50 amp power inlet box, this plug would actually be different and it would not fit a standard 30 amp generator cord, which that's what we're going to be looking at next. But inside of this box, just to show you, we do have 4 wires, surprise, surprise. We have our 2 hot wires, so you can see the black and the red will each have 120 volts coming from the generator. And then our white is our neutral, and our green is obviously for our ground. So on the plug itself, this prong and this prong are our 2 hot legs of 120 volts each. The top one right here is going to be our neutral, and the bottom one is going to be our ground. We can see that based on the way the wires are coming into the back side of that plug. And right here is the information on my particular power inlet box. And next we have our actual generator cord. You want to pick up a cord that's long enough where you can get your generator a little ways away from the house so as to be able to reduce the noise and to put the generator in a safe location while it is running. So this obviously is also a 10 gauge. See here, we can see right there, it has 4 conductors by 10 gauge. So this is rated for 30 amps, just like the power inlet box and our breaker. Here's a nice little diagram showing us kind of what we're setting up, except for what we're doing is a little bit different. Here you can see we have our generator right here on the left, and then that cord, which is our yellow cord right there, feeds up into our power inlet box right there. And then it comes through our orange wire, which we just talked about, over to this junction box. And this is where it differs a little bit from what we have going on. With the setup that we're doing, we're going to just be using a breaker in the top of the panel, along with our generator interlock kit, which is right there. So we are skipping this component right in between here. Basically, you have a number of circuits in the load center that can be switched over to emergency power using this switch. However, we can do basically the same thing by just going through our interlock to breaker up here and then just turning on the select breakers that we want to use. This setup that we're talking about right here is definitely going to be the most economical option you have. I'm going to be making videos about how to get this all set up and going. So once I get those videos up, you can go ahead and click right here on this playlist where I will go through and get this interlock kit installed with the breaker, as well as the power inlet box itself with this wire going in between. And then we'll also get the generator set up. Again, links in the description to all the stuff I talked about in this video. So click right here and we'll see you over there in just a few seconds.